When I think about the new outdoors, I see possibility and so much potential. Almost as if it were a storybook that is being rewritten by a multitude of authors, varying in genre, experience, and background. A book that is not specific to age nor demographic and contains a plethora of anecdotes that every reader can identify with. However, this is not a book that we can simply speed read or skim our way through. It must be rewritten and read with both care and attentiveness to ensure that we don't miss the messages in between the lines. The pursuit of diversity and inclusivity is not a race with a finish line. It's a march, with a rhythm that matches that of our own heartbeat. And if progression is not woven into the fabric of our hearts, then we will all eventually march off course. The new outdoor is meant for all of us to experience, despite where we've been or where we plan to go. You don't have to scale the tallest of mountains, nor do you have to spend time in the dry desert or the fascinating forest. Adventure simply starts with us taking one step in front of the other and embracing whatever comes before us. So come along as we step out on our own adventure, visiting places both old and new, while hearing from those who are doing their own part in rewriting the story of adventure in their own lives. This is the true spirit of adventure. This is the spirit of the new outdoor. Our adventure begins in Fort Worth, Texas, the place that I have been able to call home for the majority of my life. The adventure that had taken months of planning was finally here, and I couldn't have been more excited for all that was to come. My best friend Nick and I loaded up Kale with everything that we needed, said our goodbyes, and hit the road, heading towards everything that was awaiting us. Nick and I have been together on many adventures before, and we were both itching to get back on the road together. However, neither of us were ready for a trip quite exactly like this one. But first, we had to make a quick stop to one of our favorite places, Check Stop, in Waco, Texas.
Wow. Is there two entrances?
Austin, Texas is just one of those places that you can't simply describe in just one word. And it's the perfect combination of where adventure and art meet.
Wait.
Places like Lady Bird Lake and Zilker Park make stepping out into outdoor recreation easier than ever. And South Congress Street lays down the foundation for outdoor enthusiasts alike to not have to sacrifice urban living for their thirst of the outdoors. Austin consists of a multitude of communities within music, art, food, fashion, and adventure, and we took some time to meet with community leader Caleb Kerr to hear what true leadership means to him.
I think being a community leader to me is about living the life and embodying the things that you want to represent, and like just being actually involved, boots on the ground in the things that you are like you care about and you want to have impact on. Does one recognize themselves as a community leader? I feel like that's a title bestowed by someone else. It's funny. I mean, I don't know if this is going to make it into your final cut exactly, but like I feel like the conversation around like what does it mean to be an influencer is sort of a tangential thing there, and it's like I talked to like being on Instagram and all of that, but like having influence is like a different thing. I would try to pursue more like being true to myself, studying the things that I want to become good at, and if that were to come with, whether you want to call that like influence in the true sense of the word or like leadership, then like I would welcome that. I want to do the things that make me excited, and if I can like pull people along, help them in that direction, then like I'm stoked to be able to do that. When I think about the new outdoors, I think about how broadly it can apply to anyone's life. It doesn't need to be landscapes and mountains. You can live in the middle of Manhattan and have a relationship with the outdoors. You can be someone with a bigger body or a smaller. It's not about fitness or athleticism or anything else.
We ended the day with a stay at Getaway House in Wimberley, Texas. Getaway House is a great introduction for those easing their way more into camping, but lack the gear and resources to do so. Getaway House has everything you could possibly need, from a stove, running water, and even air conditioning. With locations all over the US, Getaway House is a great resource for those who want to start camping more or those who simply need an off-grid retreat. For more information on locations and amenities, check out their website for in-depth details. Thank you, Getaway House, for sponsoring this adventure. Nick and I have both been counting down the days till we got to return to our favorite place in all of Texas, Marfa. Located in the Chihuahuan Desert and just north of the US-Mexico border, Marfa is home to one of the most unique cultures we've ever experienced and some of the best artscapes we've ever seen. Nick and I had the pleasure of experiencing this desert wonderland the year prior, and it was a must on our list of stops for this trip. This was going to be our first official night sleeping up in the rooftop tent, so I wanted to use this time to show Nick how everything operates so that we could have a quick and easy setup and pack down well off into the trip. Afterwards, we went inside to beat the desert heat, where I got to get in some schoolwork, and Nick got to prepare on some school material on his own for his incoming students.
In the education system, from what I've witnessed and where I'm at, everything is still pretty separated. So it's like you go to cities and you go to like urban areas and everything's still pretty separated. I didn't truly understand a lot of the issues that we have as a society until I was immersed in it. Volunteering with schools, with kid programs, mentorship programs that are like a good opportunity to like get to know the kids. We just need more people from the community just to support the school system. Just getting involved in your community anywhere, but I would say start in the school system. When I think about the new outdoors, I envision just a lot of people who look different, act different, sound different. The new outdoors to me isn't necessarily you having to go away, drive to the mountains, or go to some super cool place with landscape. It's taking a step outside to breathe because you're getting overwhelmed. The word like outdoors has now become very broad, and it doesn't have to just apply to a camping trip. I think the outdoors world is evolving, and I like the direction that it's headed.
So like the lone coyote or something?
Oh yeah.
Because nobody literally wanted to.
As the sun began to set, Nick and I started on cooking. Tonight, we were gonna make one of my personal favorites, Kaz's Camp Ramen. With full stomachs and tired bodies, we were ready to hit the hay and take on the next day ahead of us. The next morning, Nick and I got up bright and early for the long drive ahead of us. For the next couple of days, we would be checking off a state on my personal bucket list, New Mexico.
Condo in Manhattan, baby girl, what's happening? Don't go and get to grabbing. Go pop a phone, pop.
Well, nighttime passed with the dark.
After a couple of days in the heat of the land of enchantment, Nick and I were ready to continue our adventure north and to cool down within the beauties of colorful Colorado. Colorado is home to the majority of the US's 14ers and the highest elevated city in the US, with an altitude of 10,158 feet, Leadville, Colorado, which is where we met up with our friend David before heading down to beautiful Twin Lakes. Although Nick and I had developed a good rhythm of setting up the rooftop tent by now, David's hard shell sure did beat our setup time by a landslide. After setting up camp, we got to chat with David a little bit more while he started preparing on what would soon be the best camping meal Nick and I have ever had while camping.
I love doing what I do, man, and I love to talk to people, so the field I'm in, with food and TV, food is like the common uniting. The most you learn really is through trial and error. It's getting out there and figuring it out, because even though as much as I was prepared before, there were still some things, maybe this, maybe that. So I'm still learning, but I think I'm at a pretty good place where I'm not gonna start. And that's the fun part, man, is figuring it out and kind of, adapting and adjusting. It's just so fulfilling. You set out and do something and you finally accomplish it. It might not be in that 2-week timeline, but that 2 months, you eventually get it done. So there's definitely been a long associated stigma with camping being only for one type of people, one race, Now I've always kind of lived my life by that, where I'm kind of the black sheep of my family, where I have tattoos, I ride motorcycles, I skydive, so I do what makes me, I do all. I'm like, I'm that guy. A lot of the things I've done, I've always been told that, as a black person, I should not be doing it. Those things are some of the things that bring me the most fulfillment and joy in life. It was a kind of a gradual incline over the years, but I really think that the pandemic just kind of kickstarted that even more. We're like, okay, I can't travel the country. I can't go to my favorite restaurant. I can't go to the movies, can't go to a bar. We got the beautiful outdoors. Let's get in the car. Let's load the RV up, grab the kids, and make it happen, man. So I think people will be getting out more, camping more, overlanding more. Social media is a great uniter where you're seeing you didn't know what you can do with the cooking, with the camping, with the tents. Camping used to be seen as an older white thing. Kids of all races, denominations, a huge black community of camping and overlanding and off-roading, where it doesn't matter from where you are in the world, it's that one uniting factor where at least you have that one thing in common, and that's what brings you together.
From forests to mountains, rivers and lakes, Colorado has it all. And it's all in the backyard of the mile-high city, Denver, Colorado. Denver is the birthplace of the new outdoor, so we thought that it would only be appropriate if we took a trip to where it all started, and met up with the individuals that make it up.
Welcome to the TOPO Designs flagship store. My name is Becca. I've been working with TOPO for 2 years. What I really love about TOPO is just all the colors that they pick, the durability of the products, how it's good for any purpose. Over here is our big bag wall. It has all of our designs here. Everything's just designed for anywhere on your map. My personal favorite is the Rover bag here. This is the color that I have. I like it because you can use it for school, for travel, for work. It's kind of all around town. For me, the new outdoor just kind of means like an outdoor world where everyone's invited. It's not like specific to any group of people. Scalability. For anyone who wants to be out there, just get out there and enjoy the outdoors.
Since I was like 16 or 17, I have been huge into photography. I studied marketing, and through just like staying true to myself, coming up with photo shoots, coming up with photo ideas, just on my own time, doing that, hanging out with people with like-minded interests, being open-minded to things, it really just had me fall into a lot of places, keeping all of what I love in the back of my mind and just like paying attention to it and acting on it, like actually doing the things I love. All the culmination of things like music is so much more than music, because it's music is fashion, it's sport, is just like culture, all as a whole. Paying attention has just led me into all these other things. You know, I wouldn't be anywhere without it. I wouldn't be probably right here. You know, really when I think about the New Outdoor, I think about all of my friends that don't really understand the outdoors, how excited it will make me to be out there with all of them, how I know everybody will have so much fun out there. The most freeing, relaxing, scary, beautiful thing is outdoors. And it's all these things that make us human. I just want people to experience that human connection to Earth more. You don't have to go like summiting crazy mountains to feel that. I just get outside of my apartment to get outside. It just pays for a whole lifetime. That's really what it's about, is getting outside. The New Outdoor does mean a lot to me. I hope people can identify with it. That's a goal for me and a goal for us, that people can see themselves out there.
I remember being back in high school and taking my first film class and seeing everything develop right there in front of my eyes. It's like magic. You know, I'd always had the bug from it because both my parents had cameras in their hands while I was growing up. And then I joined the yearbook and the newspaper squad and fell in love with it. Didn't put it down at all. Once I figured out that I wanted to help people tell their stories, that wasn't weddings or portraits and anything, that's when I found lifestyle photography. I helped women accept their stretch marks. I did Project Lady Lions, and I had a bunch of women come into a studio and take pictures of their stretch marks. There are so many people out there who just need a community to help support them. They don't have the voice that, you know, allows them to be proud of who they are as a person and of their bodies, and even who they want to be like culturally. Whenever I help them create this safe space, that's just like what brings me joy the most. Anytime I can find a community that can be like, hey, how can I connect you to people that will help you spread your message or help you have a safe space.
When you think about the New Outdoors, what do you see?
Possibility, independence, fresh air, something that we need to like work to save.
I was kind of raised with an awareness of nature and respect for the outdoors. I've loved it so much, I've just tried to make my work surrounded by the outdoors, whether that be like working at nature preserves, ski instructing, doing this tour. I think it's just opened my eyes up to so many different ways of adventure. We've been traveling around the States and like hearing everyone's stories about where they've taken their chacos and their favorite activities to wear their chacos kind of like reminds me of all the other hobbies and things maybe I'm not into, but so many ways to enjoy the outdoors. It's kind of funny how like emotional you can get attached to shoes, but I think shoes remind people of where they've been and like the memories they've had in their shoes. People get married in their chacos. I think the outdoors has just like improved my confidence in everything. Do a lot of like backcountry stuff like skiing, biking, hiking, and being able to improve my skills in the backcountry just kind of improves my confidence in myself. Those are all skills that I can transfer into social interactions or jobs that I've had. I envision more people getting out, more accessibility. I always love taking people hiking who've never been before. They're just so filled with wonder and excitement, and like that is my favorite thing. A lot of people on the tour have come in and they're like, you know, I want to get into hiking. I think these shoes are going to like kind of inspire me to get out. I just hope that we can make places more accessible and be friendlier out on the trails when we're running into people.
And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Nick and I found ourselves on the road heading back down to Texas. And although we were saying goodbye to the desert and mountains, we were not leaving behind the people that we met and the lessons that we've learned. To be completely honest, there is always something melancholy about the end of an adventure, but the exciting truth is that the adventure never really ends. The adventure of life continues to move forward, and every day awaits a new story to be told. The new outdoor isn't just for one kind of person, nor does it only apply to one type of skill set. The new outdoor is for all to enjoy, and we have to ensure that we all do our part to lead, teach, and learn so that those to come after us also have the privilege of experiencing it. The new outdoor is here, and it's here to stay. So, what does the new outdoor mean to you?